Deal or No Deal Island is on NBC Tuesdays at 9 Eastern Time. The 2-hour premiere of Season 2 of Deal or No Deal Island this past Tuesday, January 7th. You can watch it on Peacock, which is available right here on the Roku portal. Our dear friend, my dear friend, Joe Manganiello, back here on the Rich Eisen Show. Now one big happy family on the radio network that just rejoined us for the radio network. Joe Manganiello hasn't aged a day, with the exception of the salt and pepper in his beard. And you're wearing a fantastic T-shirt of a Step Brothers meme of George Pickens with his hands on the shoulder of Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
sir. You're hoping that this is the case on Saturday night, by the way.
Totally. I'm hoping that they meet up at the Catalina wine mixer, and it's just sweet music from there. I'm hoping. We're all hoping.
Well, right now, you need them to treat the Ravens like somebody touched their drum set.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has been, I don't know what the hell's happened the last month. I mean, what's going through your brain right now, Joseph?
Man, listen, what's going through my brain is we have a game on Saturday.
You do.
Okay? Listen, and we need to win that game. We need to play spoiler. It's any of the third games of the year against division rivals. I know that there's a bit of difference between the score between when you're playing a team at home or you're playing on the road. Like, I get it that's a big deal. And
yes,
Lord knows we wanted to play the home game. But, when two teams know each other really well, certainly the first meeting between the Steelers and the Ravens was at their place, and we handled them.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know that Lamar is a perennial MVP, possibility, but he always has off games against the Steelers. This last home game that he played, that was like the first time he's played good against us in years. Mm-hmm. So hopefully the defense is on. The All-Pros just went out this year, and I want to say congratulations to Cam Hayward, my guy.
Unbelievable,
He's
dude.
having an unbelievable season at 35. I went back to the second Browns game, the Browns revenge game, and waved the towel before kickoff.
Nice.
And Cam gave me his game-worn jersey from
kidding.
that game. Yeah. I traded him some one-piece memorabilia, and he gave me his signed jersey. So
that's a nice swap. That's a nice memorabilia swap.
So I don't know. Anything can happen. Obviously, we I don't know if limping into the playoffs is the right term.
I just don't know. I mean, again, to start 4-2 and then Tomlin to do the Tomlin thing, which is like, this is why I get paid the big bucks, and we're going to go to Russ, who turns a 4-2 team into a 10-3 team.
Yeah.
And then here's the two things that happen. Pickens goes out.
Yeah.
And he doesn't just go out. He goes out at the outset of a 3-game stretch in 11 days.
Yeah.
Where it's a Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday. And, we're all creatures of habit in the NFL. There aren't Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday stretches. And that Sunday is Eagles, the Saturday is Ravens, and the Wednesday is Chiefs.
Sure.
And that's tough. But those are the teams you're going to have to beat to get to your promised land.
Absolutely.
That you're looking to see.
And there were several other teams that had to go through that type of gauntlet in terms of timing of games, but nobody else had to play that run of teams that you want to have a week at least to prepare for each one. Correct. Especially with your top wide receiver out, your outside guy.
Chiefs had Browns, you had Eagles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that Ravens had Giants, you had Eagles.
And Eagles, we traditionally, that's a tough matchup for us. That's a slugfest. The Eagles are built the way that we are, the way the Ravens are, and those games just take a lot out of you. So, there was that game the first game against the Bengals where we went into a shootout. So we thought, okay, if we can get into a shootout against Kansas City, we'll be okay. But I just think they were just exhausted and beat up by then.
I think so. So again, it is amazing how redemptive, obviously, the NFL can be, where you are, you would talk limping, the third team in the history of the NFL to go into the playoffs in a 4-game losing streak. But all you got to do is just turn it around and you win a game against the Ravens. And now,
we go back to the Chiefs.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to face them at some point, right?
Course. Of course. I mean, hopefully we can play spoiler. Hopefully we can play spoiler to the Ravens.
Where'd you get this shirt?
This is a gift. So my girlfriend is from Uniontown. TJ, she says hi.
Tell her I said what up.
Yeah, my girlfriend Caitlin, who's also from Pittsburgh, she was surfing around on the internet and found this on Shopify. Yeah, this is a total bootleg. But you find these great.
It's amazing.
Sometimes in Pittsburgh, in the Strip District, I found her there's a rainbow sherbet colored hoodie with George Pickens on it. Like you could just find like the greatest shirts sometimes. There's really, and sometimes like those bootlegs. Sometimes like bootleg Gucci is better than real Gucci. It's kind of like Pittsburgh memorabilia is that way too. Sometimes the bootlegs are, This is certainly one of them. This stepbrother. This is one of my Christmas gifts.
By the way, it's fantastic. The picture of Pickens is amazing. Just kind of get him like.
Get his head in the game.
Yeah, right. It seems like I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know what's going on.
He's so incredibly talented, and he could flip this entire Zay Flowers, right? Mm-hmm, so that is significant loss for Baltimore.
Yeah, it is.
I'm trying to find the silver lining.
Listen, I know we're dancing around. We're walking on eggshells here.
Because it feels again, it went from this could be it. Russ is having a renaissance to. Here we go again, like that it's 10-7, the same record that is pissing off so much of the fan base in Pittsburgh because, Tomlin, it's not like he wakes up every day saying, how do I check the box of continuing my winning season streak going? That's not his reason for being.
No, but it's the same procedural series every season, I think is what you're saying. We tune in every season and we get middle of the road draft, and like you have this kind of middle. And I was talking to Ben Roethlisberger when I was back home in Pittsburgh, and I said, look.
He's not name dropping. This is Joe Manganiello.
We're on a sports show, okay?
Cam Hayward is swapping gear with him.
So James Harrison and I were hanging out, and, which actually has happened. But that's true. Yeah. But I love Debo.
He just sat in that chair a few weeks ago.
He was here.
He's the best.
And he can stare a hole.
He sure can. I saw him once. Bud Dupree was sitting on the end of the bench. And I was at a game, and I looked down the sidelines, and I just happened to see this interaction. And James came off of the field and pointed at Bud and went, like your dad, like you're sitting in your dad's chair in the living room. He just went, and Bud just got up and bounced up and got up. When you're doing that to a 6'5", 272-pound monster, and they listen and jump up, like, the seat's hot, it's like, you're a bad man. I mean, by the way, how can you not have the baddest man in the NFL for a stretch?
Yes.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
Who, James Harrison, you're talking
about? He was the Mike Tyson of the NFL for a stretch. How do you not have the baddest dude?
And obviously got a Super Bowl ring. And
greatest play in Super Bowl history. If it would have ended the game, there'd be no question. But it ended a half.
Can you imagine if that ended the second half?
Imagine if that ended a game. There'd be no question. There'd be no question.
By the way, did you guys see the Chris Boswell interview? I saw it on X and then I lost it, so I didn't get to finish it. But he said when he was a rookie, Harrison came up to him. He was about to go kick a field goal. And Harrison told him, if you miss this kick, you're washing my back in the shower. What?
That's what he said?
According to Chris Boswell.
Please tell me he split the uprights.
Bro, like I said, it was on X. Wow. And you know how...
By the way, when I mean that, I mean he made the field goal. That's what I mean.
Not a euphemism. Listen, he hasn't missed a 50-yarder since.
I was just kidding.
Okay? He's like the most active. He's the greatest kicker in Steelers history for a reason. You know what I mean?
Just so everyone's clear what I meant when I said what I said.
No, but James was at that Browns game sitting next to Ben going, pass, run. Like he was calling out all of the Browns plays. And we're like, we need to install a phone on the sidelines. It's like, Cam, James would like to speak to you. Like he was just calling out everything. But Ben and I were talking, and I was like, look, I know a lot is made of the winning record thing in Pittsburgh, but if you don't have a losing season, you don't get Ben Roethlisberger, you don't get your franchise quarterback. If you don't have a losing season, you don't get Troy Polamalu, those guys that were the foundational blocks for a Super Bowl run. So, and Ben was like, you think the people of Pittsburgh are going to be okay with that? I'm like, I think the people of Pittsburgh are savvy enough to know that, if that were to happen, we're okay because we're going to pick up that guy of the future. With that said, we need to go out there and beat Baltimore on Saturday. That's it.
I think so, because other than that, if they lose the last 5 games of the season and get one and done by the Ravens, losing to the Ravens in Baltimore what would that be? Twice in the last 3 games. That would be there'd be a lot of recriminations and fingers pointed and things of that nature.
Everybody was saying in the middle of the season when we were 10-3 that this is a Super Bowl contending team. I mean, obviously we went through that gauntlet where opinions change, but at that moment,
no doubt,
everybody, and I said it and I got excited, and
yeah, I'm trying to see where that was. I guess
2-game lead.
Yeah, at Cincinnati, and then home for Cleveland. They played Cleveland and Cincinnati in a 3-game stretch after beating Baltimore at home in Week 11, and then beating Washington in Washington, coming off the bye. Right. And I was saying, with the way that Russ was throwing, 300-yard games. 400 game.
Yeah,
I'm like, this team can win the Super Bowl, and then again, Pickens gets hurt just on the outset of that crazy ass 3-game and 11-day stretch against 3 of the Super Bowl contending teams, and you lost all 3 of them. Gives you that feeling, that sinking feeling, and then of course what happened against Cincinnati. At any rate, deal or no deal island. How much fun are you having doing this?
It's a blast. It's so much fun.
So walk me through your day or your process or what it's like, what the producers are walking you through, what you need to do here. Like what is it like?
So I wake up on the banker's secret island, and I go down to where breakfast is. There's a very nice hotel on this island
that you're in,
that I'm on.
But
yes, that I'm on. The contestants stay in there. Well, the contestants stay in nice air-conditioned geodomes this year.
Oh, okay.
Really nice. Bug curtain. They have nice air-conditioned vaulted ceilings, branded robes and towels.
The banker's not somebody who can,
We want to plump them up before the kill. You know what I mean? Like we want them to be in good spirits before we pop the bubble, you know? So, I stay in this very nice, kind of Balinesian inspired resort on the island, tropical. It's like 100 degrees out, 100% humidity. I take Bubbles for a walk.
Bubbles, a Chihuahua. Who's in our green room right now?
She's in the green room, yes. Okay. She's watching from the green room.
Understood. Is that, you didn't bring her out because she took a swipe at me the last time?
For legal purposes. She has a Hannibal Lecter muzzle on in the green room.
Nice.
So I take her for a walk, and then I go down to the breakfast area, and I meet with the other producers. And we all sit, and I meet with the story team, and they tell me what happened overnight. Who's hooking up, who's beefing, who wants who out, what happened, this and that, all the gossip. I get all the tea.
It's like your daily information brief, like you're the president of the Banker's Island here.
Yes, I sit down, and it's like, okay, let me have it, and then we go into it.
Yes.
And then from there, depending, I had a bunch of weights shipped out on flown in to the island.
Of course.
So I have a little gym. You have to walk past these monkeys that are in trees that sometimes flung poo at one of the producers during season 1, and they were up there making noise. So you go in, you work out, come out, go grab a shower.
Flinging monkeys on Deal or No Deal Island, everybody.
Yeah, and then I ride. So we built a road into the jungle into Pablo Escobar's former. It was a cocaine cleaning station before smuggling into the States.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So we had a cocaine cleaning station. So can I say that on air? I don't know.
It's a whole new meaning to open the case.
Yeah, you're gonna look at all those promo shots of me on the billboards with the briefcase, and you're gonna think about it in a different way, just like splitting the uprights. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna think about splitting the uprights differently after this too. So this is educational today.
Okay.
Yeah. So we drive on this, kind of get in a Jeep, drive over this jumpy dirt road through the jungle that the production has created, and you pass all these guard gates to get into, the enclosure, where we have all of our challenges. We have a giant crew. It's a huge production. Yeah. There's 16 cameras running at once. So I'll meet with the director. I'll kind of check out where the cameras are, what's going on. I've been briefed on the challenges. I've kind of watched all the run-throughs prior. So we go through, the big excursion for the day. And then I, again, meet with story team afterwards because now we know who's going to be up for elimination, who's out. Like, we're working the permutations, the probabilities as we prepare for the Jungle Temple that night when I'm going to run this game of Deal or No Deal Island for basically the loser. Whoever gets chosen by the winner to be put up against the banker in a game of Deal or No Deal for elimination purposes and also to add money to this final case, I then run that game, and then we know who gets eliminated.
Fantastic.
So that's like a typical day in the jungle.
That's a full day.
Pretty
From
great.
Working out to getting the information of who's hooking up with who, and you're dodging poop.
Dodging poop, monkeys, snakes, scorpions, giant jungle spiders. There's all sorts of madness on the island.
And your Netflix show is taking you to South Africa, you were saying.
That's right. I was added to the cast of One Piece, which is Netflix's biggest international show.
Fantastic.
Based on the Japanese manga and anime series of the same name. And I play a very notorious character in their lore. And so, I just got back from South Africa, and
I hope did I just reveal something?
No.
Okay,
No.
Just want to make sure you didn't just reveal anything because that's out there, man.
But would it help if I said it was an exclusive?
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
And Rich, just to clarify, it was Boswell's first practice with the Steelers after he was the fourth kicker that the Steelers had in 2 months. And his first practice, he was getting ready to take a practice step, and Debo was just standing there and told him, "I dare you to miss this kick. You miss this kick, you're watching my back." And then Boswell goes on to say, during team meetings, Harrison would just stare at him the entire meeting.
I can't imagine.
It's creative in like an evil way. Like, you're gonna wash my back. Like, out of all the things, like,
It's just like I don't know. Was he watching Oz at the time? I don't know what the hell that was.
like to get inside somebody's head. Like, that's. Like,
hey, if it helps him make kicks,
right? I DM'd all you guys this clip on Instagram.
Fantastic.
So check your DMs.
Joe Manganiello, the host of Deal or No Deal Island, 2-hour premiere just hit on Tuesday. Season 2 premiere. It airs Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern on NBC, and then you can check it out on Peacock, which is available here on Roku. Love seeing you, brother.
Love seeing you.
Great seeing you too.
Yeah,
you bet. And at Joe Manganiello, obviously on Instagram. And good luck to your Steelers on Saturday night.
Thank you, Rich.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.